Hello, everybody. It's Chase from the Patriotic Chronicles. Today is September 12th, 2023. The time is when I'm waking up, so very early in the morning. And today I'm going to start my first video on predicting House seats for the upcoming election. Now, this isn't going to be a very long video. I would not do that to you guys. But basically, every episode I'm going to cover a state, whether that's, the biggest state with the most congressional seats being California or somewhere like Wyoming. Each state will get its own dedicated video. The only two states which will not get videos will be the states of Alabama and the state of Florida. Both of their maps were stricken down, so until they have viable maps, it's a non-predictable seat. But with that being said, today we're going to be really talking about the state with only one one congressional seat, but it is a contentious one, and that is the state of Alaska. Now, Alaska, for the first time in I think for the first time ever, elected. Let me see if I can get there. Okay, for this first time ever, elected a Democrat to the House. Mary Peltola, be former governor, I think, or senator. Yeah, former governor Sarah Palin, former vice president nominee, um, and kind of just. I think part of it was because the Republican Party was split, but now Mary Peltola won the House for the first time a Democrat has won the House ever because uh oh, I forgot, yeah, there was two and they were like the same election. Um, but Representative Don Young passed away in late mid 2022. Um, and he had served for most of Alaska's tenure, but now we go to 2024. We have a new election. Mary Peltola has publicly expressed interest but has not made a decision yet. She's expected to make a decision this month on whether she is rerunning or not. I have high confidence that Mary Peltola will be rerunning for the House seat. But who is going against her is another question. Nick Begich, who is the grandson of former Representative Nick Begich, which I think ran, yep, he ran also last election cycle as the kind of like non-Sarah Palin Republican, the more moderate one, is declared running. And he could be a very strong candidate in this election if he's not challenged. Now, we have challengers. Sarah Palin. Well, we don't have any mentioned challengers. But Sarah Palin is a potential. Tara Sweeney is a potential challenger. And Kelly Tshibaka is a potential challenger. So you have these three Republicans, and especially Kelly Tshibaka, who could run against Nick and what I think take a lot of support. And as you can see, there's not a lot of support for Nick at the moment. I'm going to call him Nick, but Begich, we'll call him Begich. Yeah, we'll get there. But Begich is getting, has apparently raised no money, according to the Federal Election Commission, retrieved August 16th, has received no money. And what it has spent, not a lot, but when you look at how much Mary Peltola has in campaign finance, there's a lot more that Peltola has. And even though she's not decided to run yet, she's most likely running. And it is a toss-up election. And with it being, here's the thing, and with how I see Alaska, 2024 will obviously be a presidential year. So that automatically gives Republicans the advantage in the state of Alaska. Alaska will go to whoever the Republican nominee is, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Mike Pence. It'll go to a Republican. Especially if the candidate is not Donald Trump. Any other candidate besides Donald Trump will probably do a lot better in the state of Alaska. With that being said, I think that does affect um, the advantages that Republicans have in the state of Alaska. I think with it, if it was just a normal, uh, you know, election cycle, it was like 2022. I would say probably more like a lean, likely, right? Yeah, like a likely Democrat state. I'd say that Mayor Patel has a pretty good chance. But with it being a presidential year, it makes this election a lot more contentious. And I think that the Republican nominee, which will most likely be Begich, and if it's not, Begich is still going to run and still take a big portion of that. Of that, if another Republican runs against Newt Begich, and they both run together, and there's no Democrats that go against Mary Peltola, Mary Peltola will win. But I'm looking at if it's just Begich, if it's just Peltola, who wins. And with that being said, I think even though it is a presidential year and Republicans are most likely favored to win in most regards, considering the House and the Senate, because of Joe Biden's unpopularity, and that could probably also lead to the presidency. With that even being said, I still think that Democrats will hold on to the state of Alaska at this time. We're also still, a year in front of this election cycle. This election can change if Peltola doesn't run. If Peltola doesn't run, the state goes to like a lean margin in Republicans' favor. But in my assumption that Peltola is running against Begich, and at this moment, and looking at campaign financing and popularity, I think that Democrats have a very strong case in the state of Alaska, and that's saying something for me as someone who has been into politics for a very long time, seeing Alaska be this big giant color blue, and well, it will eventually be mainly a sea of red in the middle, especially, and what has always been a sea of red here. It'll look weird. Um, but it's just how Alaskans are seeing politics. They don't like these very extremist Republican candidates, and that's who the Republicans keep putting up in Alaska. That was why Sarah Palin didn't succeed. That's why Kelly Tshibaka did not succeed. Um, but with that being said, that's the video for today. It's going to be a pretty short one. We're talking about just one race that doesn't have many polls in it, but I think it will be a very contentious race and a very big race in American politics. But with that being said, that was just a chase from the Patriarch Chronicles. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.